Well, if you love violence, once again, you've come to the right place, and we've got one of the man who is just a champion of violence. Welcome to the show, my friend Victor Ortiz. Victor, what is happening, brother?
My brother, that's a crazy introduction, but man, wow. No. I'm a big teddy bear, brother, just loving on everybody and here we are, bro. Thank you
Well,
for having me.
most of us are kind of like those kind of lovey-dovey guys, but when it comes time to put hands on people, we do enjoy it, don't we?
I believe that's why we're kind of a threat to society sometimes is because we don't for me personally, what I've experienced, I know that I don't have to go into a room to be like, "Oh, I'm so and so." I'm just like, "Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going?"
Yeah,
And
we're usually pretty confident with ourselves, right?
yeah, pretty much.
And we're always the guys who are arm in arm with each other at the party.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So give us the update of what's going on in your life lately. I know you're considering training and trying to get back in and get a fight.
You know what? It's been interesting. So this is kind of a different topic in the same, and it's all in the same essence. I mean, December 14, 2020, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, right?
Yep.
And from there, it's been an ongoing, beautiful, hard battle sometimes. Um, it's like I get attacked left and right by the enemy, but it's okay, brother, because he's allowed me to open doors or close where it be, and it's been amazing. I had last year, 2024, I was supposed to fight against Floyd Mayweather in Mexico City as a exhibition.
Yeah.
I don't know what took place, what happened. 6 months previous to the actual bout, um, everything was a no go, which was strange. We signed contracts, everything. To the press conference, I came back to the States looking at a lawsuit threat that if I were not to fight under Floyd as the co-main event in Mexico City, that he was going to take action and sue me for, uh, I guess, stepping on his toes on pay-per-views. And I was like, I didn't do nothing. I just literally, I didn't want to breach a contract. They told me to be there at 12 in the afternoon. So here I am in City. And I was like, wow. So anyway, they said that the fight was a no-go. I'm not fighting, period. No problem. Okay. So, of course, in that 6 month span, I have sons. Royal, Malachi, today's Malachi's birthday, 6 years
Happy
old. So
birthday,
happy birthday
Malachi.
and Ezekiel. I have three sons. So I said, you know what? I'm uh I'm just gonna spend time with them. I'm gonna do whatever they need. Be the dad, be the father, right? So of course I wasn't prioritizing boxing. I was out running around with my kids, parks, eating ice creams, whatever. There was no inclination of a fight because I was told that I'm not fighting at all after all. 3 weeks prior to the actual fight, which initially became Floyd Mayweather versus John Gotti, I got a phone call from somebody from Mexico City, and they said, "Hey Victor, how are you? How are you looking? How are you feeling? For what? For your fight? What fight? For the fight down here in Mexico. You're gonna be the co-main event for Floyd." I said, "I never said anything about this. I didn't agree to anything." Well, that's what's been talked about in the backgrounds of things. What do you mean? Well, Victor, look, it's plain and simple. If you don't fight on the undercard, Floyd Mayweather and his team are going to sue you, and they're going to sue you for over 500,000. I said, man, are you joking? Really? They're like, yeah, dude. And so, are you ready to go? And I said, I haven't been in the gym one time since 6 months back. They're like, dude. So anyway, here I am. I get on the scale, and as fighters, we don't like scales. So I saw, bro, I just saw it. And I go, oh my gosh, no way. And man, I let myself go before that fight. So man, that scale, it just said it said dysfunctional. It didn't work.
It just said sad.
Yeah, it said sad. Yeah, bro. So then, anyway, I lost as much weight as possible, which got me down to 168 pounds. And I'm not a 168 pounder, bro. I'm small, bro.
Yeah.
So regardless, I get there and I simply said to the young man that I fought, I said, look, mijo, like this war, it wasn't for you. I said this war was for Floyd. I said, now if you want to make it a war, then a war is what you're gonna get. I said, if you want to work and get through the rounds, then let's do it. I said, I have nothing to prove to you. You probably have something to prove to me. I said, realistically speaking, I said, this war was reserved for that guy, and I'm not even ready, man. But it is what it is. I said, but you're gonna tell me what kind of pace you want. If you want a war, then we're gonna go to war. I said, if you want to work, then we'll work. So we went into the fight, and we worked. We worked. It wasn't a full-on war, but it wasn't something easy or simple. Like the young man he's hungry. He's a good fighter, and he's from Argentina. So regardless of all that, we get done. I didn't get a lawsuit, and from that point on, it was just interesting because like even Floyd himself can't even look at me to say hi. And the saddest part about it is it was a huge. It was the Mexico City arena, and it's like the Staples Center on steroids, and it's beautiful. But
Yeah.
it's interesting as to how much or how petty someone like Floyd has to be because he took me from any locker room and they made me like a little sheet like walls. But I don't complain. It was like a little 6 by 6 little square outside, and you could see the arena up top and people looking over and taking pictures. But it's okay, brother. At the end of the day, I was just there to have some fun, and Korea and I had a great time doing it. And Floyd on Floyd had a locker room that was the size of my house probably, and
Immaculate, I'm sure.
yeah, and it's like it was just ugly. But then from there, um, they still came at me kind of hard. So I just said, look, how can we settle this? So I had to pay some big fees to them, X, Y, and Z, no problem. We got done with all that. So pretty much, thanks to Floyd, they ended up leaving me with a lot of nothing. I get home, free of a lawsuit, but also in that particular fight, I wasn't in my best shape, man. I look like a roly poly, bro. I was, hey, I had tacos de carne asada, bro, for sure. And what was your diet for training like? Tacos de carne asada and some burritos too. That's what my body spoke. And even my big brother, his name is also Victor, and he says, hey, big brother, let me ask you a question. And I go, sure. What's up? He goes, did you eat a effing cow for training camp? And I said, I was just trying to look more like you, big bro.
So,
So
did this whole experience
regardless,
kind of
what was
fire
that?
you up? Did this experience kind of fire you up and say, man, now I do want to get in shape and see what I can do if I have a real camp?
No, here's the thing though, big bro. So I had just all this time, I'd been going through some really, really hard things. One of the hardest fights of my life is I became a dad, bro. Like the last time you and I hung out, we didn't have kids,
Yeah.
and I became a dad. I became a father, bro. Not just a dad. I became a father to my children, and I prioritize those boys, bro, no matter what, from whatever I can. But the problem is, I've been fighting for custody for around 5 years now, and it's been a hard
The whole
war
time,
because
right?
being a fighter, it doesn't help us. They use everything very against someone like you and I. Oh, he's dangerous. I'm so scared for my life around him. X, Y, and Z. I'm like, my sons fear him. My sons love me. I'm the biggest teddy bear around those boys. If anyone gets bullied, it's me by them. But it's okay.
Victor,
I
it's funny because I'm soft. I'm super soft with my kid, and my wife is the one who lays down the law. She gets mad at me because I just give in on everything.
yeah. See, I give in on everything too, and I just it's a beautiful thing to see my boys just kind of Dad, how come you never yell, Daddy? I'm like, there's no need for yelling, Papa. Well, Daddy, how come you don't spank us, Dad? I'm like, what? Daddy doesn't need to spank you. I said, I raise my voice sometimes because you guys try to fight each other, but you don't need that. As long as you listen to Daddy, you're good.
Let,
So
let me
then,
ask you. Let me ask you, Victor. Uh, it could go two different ways as a fighter once you have kids. Some people think, oh, it changes me, and I'll never be able to do this again. Some people say it changes me and I can't be as hard as I was before or train as serious as I was before. And then other people say, oh, it's more motivation for me to go out and train harder and never give up and make it through every single round and win.
well, big bro, you have an amazing point to prove right there. I personally have. I'm on the second side. You said the times I have been dropped while I'm fighting, but I stamped Royal on one leg, Malachi on the other one. Ezekiel was still in the oven, so I got dropped. Boom! I went down. I just remember I'm like, they're counting, and I looked at my legs. Royal, Malachi. I was like, nah, I
Wow,
got this. I got you. I
that's
got you, bro. That was
awesome.
a good shot. That's a good shot, puppy. But I'm here. So I came in.
Talk about without getting super personal about your life because we don't want to get into all the details, but talk about, I think one thing that's very underrated with fighters in any sport, any combat sport, is your relationship or lack of with a woman and how much that can affect your fight. Because I know there's a lot, I hear the same thing for a lot of fighters. A lot of fighters go through stuff with a wife who's super supportive, cooks healthy for them, and is all about it, and how much that helps you win. Or you can have a wife or a girlfriend who maybe is jealous of the attention you get, or doesn't want you to win that next championship because she feels like maybe you'll move up a rung in life and leave her behind. So she almost wants to sabotage you. How underrated are relationships in combat sports?
Oh man, they're very underrated. A partner who has your back and just goes through thick and thin with you is what's needed a lot of the time. Um, there's a verse in the Bible. It's Proverbs 31. It's a Proverbs woman, which she has your back. She'll do whatever it takes to make sure that the rock you built together is not gonna fall. She stands firm with you, and that's what we need sometimes, and all the time for me. Because I mean, I'm you know no mom, no dad growing up, foster homes, juvenile detention centers, and to turn it around 100% my life to do something big. I've done it for the most part alone, but now I have my partner, which is Haley, to share everything with. She loves my three boys like I do. We share that common ground, and it's amazing, brother. But yes, we have to have that moral support to be with us through thick and thin.
So you feel confident in Haley and your family is there to like give you more motivation. Are you actively looking for a fight?
Absolutely, brother. So here's the thing. So Mexico was my first fight, and I said, God, if can you just please protect me from these snakes in this sport?
Yeah.
The game. Oh
Yeah.
man, you get bit if you're not careful.
Boxing's
So,
bad.
oh, it's bad. So regardless, I was introduced to this person and this other one. So I did an exhibition first in Mexico, and then another exhibition a week later because since it happened in Mexico, it didn't happen in the States. So I back to backed them. I still had a shiner, but it's okay. So I went to Kansas. I scored another performance there. That was an exhibition, and then I did another exhibition down in Mexico with a legendary boxer named Maromero Paez Jr.
Okay.
This was just this year. So this year, he and I filled up the arena in Mexicali, Mexico, and
Yep.
man, it was amazing. His dad was there, Julio César Chavez was there, Juan Manuel Marquez was there,
Awesome.
Oscar Valdez was there, Andy Ruiz was there, like all these big fighters from this era, and Julio César Chavez Jr., Omar Chavez. It was amazing, brother, just to have all these people in attendance watching me and Maromero do our thing. The thing is, after that fight, I said, "Hey guys, I'm ready for the big leagues again." I said, "So if we can get another fight, let's do it."
Good.
So they said, well, let's do one more exhibition because we have an exhibition for you. Sugar Shane Mosley wants you to be his co-main event in London, England. And I said, oh wow, yeah, not a problem. So here we go. We signed a contract. We're about to head 1 week before we headed out to London, England. They called me, hey Victor, bad news. You're gonna have to take a pay cut if you want to fight. And I go, yeah, it's not a problem. I'm ready to go. So to throw away an opportunity in a fight, it's not in me. I already told my ex and put everything on paperwork that I'm gonna be gone for a whole week.
Yeah.
And to try to get my not lose many days with my children. So then that week they said, hey Vic, we have some more bad news. Your fight got pulled. And I said, what about Shane's? They said, no, his is good. The sad thing is they did Big Brother Shane dirty, man. He's a great fighter, an amazing legend, one of my favorites.
A good dude,
And
right?
a great, amazing. And they switched up everything on him from pay cuts when he got there. He was already there. When he was there, they switched up his pay cut. They switched up his opponent. They made it from an exhibition to an actual fight for him, which was just completely wrong. He came up short, but in everyone's eyes, in my eyes, he's a legend until the day he's gone.
Yeah, you can't hurt his legacy at this point. Let me switch gears a little bit. Since you mentioned Julio César Chávez, I wanted to see, this is not a hardcore boxing question, but this is what a lot of people are watching these days. What do you think about him and Jake Paul?
I think if Junior would have picked it up from the beginning, just walked him down and pressured him, he would have knocked him out. He would have stopped him. Because if you saw the 11th round, 11th and 12th, it was like Chavez Jr. was coming forward and toying with him. But you know what? You got to give credit where credit's due. And Jake Paul's he's done pretty good for himself. Pretty amazing, actually. He's progressed quite a bit. Now, with an actual fighter who's an elite level, no, that doesn't
Yeah, of
slide.
course not. Of course not. But do you feel like Cesar Chavez Jr., do you think he was too worried about his cardio and held back too much, like thinking he wouldn't make it if he went hard in the early rounds?
I think that's what it was, bro. But as a fighter, we gotta leave it in the gym, bro. Get tired in the gym. We gotta just be drenched in the gym.
And leave it in the ring, right? Like if I get tired, I get tired, but at least I tried every round.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Man, but you know what? Ultimately, we can have our opinions, and it's not gonna change much.
Listen, I think that Jake Paul and his management, whether you like him or not, those guys are brilliant. What they're doing is working.
Oh, it's amazing. They've to a certain point they've brought back boxing.
Yeah, they've helped the sport
with the MVP promotions. I mean, there's not very many people that will top them. There's just on a recent side of things, there was a company that was trying to sign me, and it was interesting. It was like they were trying to treat me like I was this new up and comer who's never boxed in his life. And I said, bro, this contract came from the devil or from Lucifer, or what's your guys' deal? I said, I'm not signing anything. And they were not happy that I didn't sign. But you know what? I have 3 sons. I signed my life away. No, not going to happen. I have Royal, Malachi, and Ezekiel to look after, and my better half. So, they could be as mad as they want, but if it's not right, it's not right. And I'll tell a youngster, I'll tell a brand new up-and-comer, don't sign that. Those are deals that, no. You don't even know how long those contracts are. It could say 2-4 years, but realistically, you're looking at like a 10-year contract. You're crazy.
Yeah, those automatic renewals and that kinds of stuff. Let me change gears again with you one time, Victor. There's not a lot of big fights coming up here in the next couple of weeks. The next big fight, it's kind of still a little ways out, but it's Canelo and Terence Crawford. Give us your 30-second breakdown of that fight and what's going to happen.
You know what's interesting? Everyone doesn't like my opinion here.
I love it.
But I'm just saying, like, out there sometimes. I keep it all to myself usually. But this whole being quiet and keeping to myself has always kept me, like, away from certain things. But I will say, back in 08, 09, 10, 11, I always asked Oscar De La Hoya because Canelo and I were once upon a time we were friends,
Uh-huh.
acquaintances. Every time I see him, hey Canelo, Canelito, how you doing? I give him a hug and this and that. But then came the day where they made him the champ. Made him meaning for my first world championship, they made me fight. They had me fight a great boxing great, Andre Berto,
Yep.
27 and 0, 21 knockouts behind Floyd Mayweather in the pound for pound list. You name it. Golden Boy had Canelo fight um, Ricky Hatton's brother, which was Jake Hatton. They bumped him up from like 20 to number one for the world championship. And mind you, it was almost Christmas time. And I remember I was like, at the time I didn't think about it. I didn't even care because it's like, whatever. Hey, he became a champ. I became a champ. But now you started seeing the tables turn. Came one year on a Cinco de Mayo where they wanted to take me from being the main event, which I had respectfully earned myself at the Staples Center, to put me as a co-main event and put Canelo above me. And I remember I told I went into the office and I said, look, Oscar, it's no coincidence that you guys are obviously investing big into Canelo. So bottom line is this: I want to fight Canelo. And they go, he goes, Victor, 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 let's be realistic. It's a business. It's a business. We know you'll beat him. All of Golden Boy knows that you'll beat him. You'll beat him easy. But Victor, Victor, we got to pay attention. Look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. And I'm like, I'm looking at the big picture, and the big picture doesn't include me in it. So let me knock this guy off of your rankings, so that way I take over. How about that? Victor, Victor, Victor. It's because he's got so many pay-per-views. You know, he sold out of Mexico, and you know he's doing amazing. He puts seats in the stands, and I go, I understand that. Victor, Victor, Victor. Have you not ever seen a Mexican that's with red hair and he looks white? And I go, ah, marketing. All right. Well, you know what? Just know that if there's ever an opportunity, that I will stop him for you. And from that point on, I had all the disrespect from Golden Boy. Really didn't like that I said that, and they were pretty upset with me. I was young, so I never talked about this, and being that I'm 38 years old now, I'm like, man, maybe I should have talked a little bit, but that's just not my character. That's not who I am. So I'm okay with being how I am. So then here's the second part of that was um, all this craziness kept coming back to, oh, Canelo this, Canelo that, and I'm like, dude, I'm right here. Well,
Yeah.
then it came to the point where I was gonna fight him, but then I guess God had a different opportunity for me, where the senses of I fought Jose Lopez, that they switched up the opponent on me last minute. I was supposed to be the rematch with Andre Berto. So that fell off. They put Jose Lopez in there. He broke my jaw. I was winning the whole fight, but hey, it's just unfortunate that he broke my jaw. Good
A
for
fight is a
him.
fight. Sometimes you get caught.
Yeah, he became a superstar. Um, my next fight was supposed to be against Canelo. I got beat because my jaw got broken. That took me out of boxing for 2 years. Uh, I call him Cinnamon Rolls. So Cinnamon Rolls um, fought Jose Lopez next, and of course he stopped Lopez, which was a little messed up because Jose was still healing from the fight that we had. But anyway, you fast forward to your question. I've never really seen much difference from Canelo then to Canelo now,
Hmm.
other than the way they're maneuvering their fights. He secures some amazing fights, very smart with the matchups. Right, he'll go find somebody of this weight class that is yes, he's undefeated. Yes, he's got this and that, but they fought nobody. So it's a very they're very catered fights, but they do it very smart, like Logan and Jake Paul. But this guy can sell tickets. It's true
Yeah.
of what Oscar De La Hoya said. So with that being said, what I know about the game is this much. I've known Terence Crawford since we were 7, 8, 9 years old because I'm from Kansas. Terence is from Nebraska.
Yeah.
And in little tournaments we'd see around the area, Four Corners or whatever, we'd always see each other. and he knew Bucky. I mean, I knew his team, and my thing is this: I have Terence Crawford winning on an easy fight. I believe everyone's like, well, Canelo's the bigger man. No, he's not. Terence Crawford and I, we're the same size. We're 5'9". Canelo's shorter than us. We're bigger than he is, chest wise. I think really where Canelo's probably bigger than us is his legs. He's
Got
got
it.
thicker legs. Other than that, we're very athletic. We can box. We can bang. I believe I'm going with the Midwest.
All
And
right.
that's my brother Terence Crawford.
That's good. That's great. Well, listen, Victor, we've done 25 minutes. That went by super fast.
Oh,
I want to hear back from you. I want to have you back on as soon as you find a fight. We get it announced. We can talk about it and pump it up for you.
absolutely.
And thanks for coming on the Fight Guys with me, bud.
No, man, it's been a pleasure and a privilege, brother. Maybe next time we can do it face to face.
Yeah, come down, hang out at the beach, bring the kids. Come on.
I wish. I don't have that kind of system yet.
All right. Well, you guys, for Victor Ortiz, I'm Erik Appel here on the Fight Guys. Thanks for hanging out with us every single week. We'll see you soon.